Hello, everyone. My name's Dom. Above me are Bianca and Brendan, and we're X and Y. We stream all the time. Lately it's been Fall Guys. Lately it's been Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, which is relevant to the image you're looking at now, but we'll get to that in a second. X and Y is, I don't know, what is it? Weeb chat? You've made the Weeb reference, but I feel like you started with Pokemon and now you've gone out to all these adjacent areas. Like it's
It's a content continuum, I think.
Those
There's
are the,
definite ends to the scale, but there's a lot in between, that's for sure.
there is a lot in between, and every Tuesday night we get together on the live stream and we talk about some small part of that continuum in exhaustive detail that we haven't done in such a way since uni, more or less. And I will get to tonight's presentation topic, but first I just want to acknowledge through this picture that during last night's stream, which was Bianca finishing Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 1, we got over the line for affiliate, which means we can soon enable subscriptions, we can soon enable emotes, we can be mad pro streamers. Our dreams are coming true.
Profesh.
Yeah, absolutely profesh. And it's all thanks to you, viewers. All thanks to you. But Brendan, like you and Bianca, like you more or less started this thing. This is kind of a milestone for you. That's been a long time coming. Do you want to say anything on the subject?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gex.
Look forward to more content like that, folks. By the way, if you're unsure why that's Delta Goodrum,
yes. There's a reason for
you know what? Go look up the VODs for Bianca's Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic run and find out. That would be my message there.
Yeah, I feel like you should know.
Yeah, you should know at this point. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
It was some good clean fun that we had with Australian music icon Delta Goodrum.
Exactly.
Should we do our intro though? Also, we should. I don't know if I'll acknowledge the country that I'm streaming from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's different countries.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those would be different anyway. But anyway, before we start, we would like to pay our respects to the indigenous people of the Eora Nation, whose land I'm recording on today, at least.
Well, from what I understand, it's the Eora Nation covering us both, and the Camaragal and Gadigal peoples that inhabited both our respective regions. So we pay our respect to their elders, past and present.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And also, welcome to X and Y.
Why?
Why?
I'm Brendan.
I'm Bianca.
I'm Dom.
Let's get fucking stuck into it.
3D platformers. How do we feel? Like,
what are they?
What are they? Indeed.
The Oxford Dictionary.
No, I feel like most of our viewers will know what 3D platformers are, but like to me, it's like they're an especially indelible part of my childhood. I mean, being a '90s kid, they were just like the go-to, most pure form of fun in a video game. Like there were shooters, there were racing games, and that's fine. My family were into different variations of them all, but 3D platformers were my bag. And crucial to 3D platformers were mascots. You know, the main characters that we play as, whether it's Mario, Sonic, Gex,
Crash
Bandicoot, of course. Crash Bandicoot, of equal repute to Gex, I think. Maybe pipped at the post by Gex, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure I played Gex before I played Crash Bandicoot. So.
I played Gex 1. That's
Unlucky.
That's a side scroller, and it's okay, I guess.
Crash Bandicoot 2 was the first game that I got for the PlayStation 1, which is the first console that I got.
I'm the exact same, Brendan. I'm the exact same.
Excellent.
That's
amazing. We also got Pandemonium, which I was talking about before.
You were. That's right.
Good shit. Anyway.
But specifically, I want to talk about the platform mascots that had a stab. They had a go at a successful series like Crash Bandicoot, like Gex, but didn't pan out. You know, so for instance, and this will lead me on to
weird reason. For some weird reason, they just didn't
For
work out.
some weird reason, yeah. So let's take Glover, for instance. Glover, whose game came out for the Nintendo 64 in 1998, and I think the PS1 as well. Glover is a glove. Glover is a glove full of love, with eyes, with fingers acting as legs and hands. He rides on a ball. He uses that ball to slap enemies around, to access access hidden areas. Well, yeah, like one of the screenshots I saw, he's like just cupping the ball, just cupping it, ready to launch into an enemy. So there's just a lot of things that he can do with the ball. A lot of transformations for the ball, gives the ball different properties. There's cards which you can use to then go to new places on the ball. Power-up potions to better use the ball. It's just all about the ball. It didn't go over so well.
Isn't it about the glove?
Well, you would think. It's a bit of a hat on a hat situation, I feel.
Glover looks like a man in a white suit.
Absolutely. With a weird
Glover
hat.
looks like a bad Michelin man.
That's
Glover,
Not quite there.
yeah.
Glover looks like a very uninspired Spore character. Like, oh, I don't care about a punch, just white, give her legs, arms, it has a face.
Can I tell you, looking for pictures for this presentation, I found a lot of Spore versions of the different characters we're about to see. And it's hard to say whether they're more or less grotesque, especially in Glover's case. I didn't see a Spore Glover, but yeah. I can't
I'm
imagine.
Google Spore Venomon and see if anything comes up.
Spore Venom?
Is it Venomon from
Oh,
the
Venomon.
horniest Digimon of all?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the game is Glover,
Yeah.
about a glove that rides a ball.
Yeah.
But the glove can't do anything. The ball does everything.
Well, the
Like
ball.
he hits the ball around. That's all he does. He hits the ball around.
Well, he rides
Oh, right.
around in it. That's his primary method of movement.
I'm gonna take a stab and say that this game played like arse. Just a feeling I have that steering a ball around on the PlayStation 1 might not have been the
Oh
most
my
satisfying
God.
experience.
Without
is
having a
such a-
stick.
That is such a drop off, isn't it, for the PS1? The game ranking score that you can see on screen.
Oh, yeah. That
31% versus 70 for N64. It's just like, we must acknowledge. We must acknowledge.
Yeah.
We must
must
also
stand.
acknowledge though.
Well, I don't know about that.
We also got to acknowledge though that like a sequel was nearly finished for this game, so like it must have done well enough to register your interest. But the thing is, so what happened was the N64, the Nintendo at the time had a deal for if you bulk bought more cartridges as a manufacturer, and Hasbro were like, okay, hot dog, 150,000 cartridges? No thanks. Let's go 300,000 cartridges. This left them with about 500,000 of stock that they couldn't push to shops. The whole situation was so bad that they needed to default into a
Shelve.
position. Just
Shelve Glover 2.
Shelve Glover 2 as part of a broad downsizing scheme.
There'll be no
Please-
Glover 2. I'll go
please-
and tell the children.
Please don't talk about shelving Glover, for God's sake.
So yeah, the only thing apparently there's a ROM hack of what they had made of Glover 2 floating around the internet, but there's also that promo image that you see in the bottom right of Glover lampooning Jaws of all things.
Wow.
A regular
current
Gex.
reference.
Sorry?
Yeah.
What a current reference.
I know.
It was like 1975. or something
1975 in 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Glover does give off the vibe of a placeholder character.
Big time. Big
It's
time.
like the thing where it's like, I'm gonna look around my room for something to glove. I've got a glove. A glove will be our character, guys. A glove.
I've got it. Yes. Just busts into the office door and yeah, very much
By the way,
that.
just urgent clarification needed.
Mm-hmm.
I called the Digimon Venomon. It's actually Renamon, and don't worry, there's many spore incarnations of Renamon.
Of
Thank you for your research.
both Digimons.
No worries.
Who was meant to fit the glove? Presumably in a parallel dimension where humans only have 4 fingers.
Very much so. It's just the Master Hand's cousin is what I would
Yeah.
say.
I got a big Master Hand vibe, especially for this coming out in 1998. I can't remember when Smash came out.
Neither can I. I'd have to look that up. But let's move on from here to another N64 stablemate. Ed. Have we heard of Ed before? Old Ed from Tonic Trouble, the game we all know and love.
This
I saw this slide
Uh-huh.
and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. A normal
Not
response.
that
Bianca.
I didn't like your slide. I just didn't like the images that I saw.
they're very bad images.
They're very bad images. I myself am not especially fond of. Well, if you can get out of the way for a minute, Ed. Not really fond of this sort of Asian caricature right here, above the tomato.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see it.
Not great.
They
Oh.
really,
Not
they
great.
really squash him in there. But I don't know. I feel like it speaks to the attitude of the game in a way that just makes me never want to play it. But
Nostalgia for the 90s when we could
Yes.
make racist video games.
yes, so it's that kind of game. The other thing that the other reaction you might have to seeing this is like, hey, that's Rayman, isn't it? That's just a purple Rayman. Michel Ancel, the creator of Rayman, also made this game, so that explains that.
Oh, this.
Now to Ed from
She only had,
Sorry.
you see Michelle, she only had one character idea. The character that doesn't have arms or legs.
Surprised Beyond Good and Evil also did not have a limbless character. Now to Ed's credit, he's got a good set of abilities. I rate a good platformer mascot ability set, and this one's good. Like he's just got a lot of really good gadgets, like a pea shooter and a bow tie that lets him fly, and a pogo stick for crossing lava. It's just like good tools for the trade rather than like inherent abilities necessarily.
He's just fun.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. He just wants to be your friend.
He looks like a worm from
That's
Worms.
true. Oh,
Like
yes.
that's what he looks like a lot to me.
I was thinking he looks like a combination of Rayman and Earthworm Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Earthworm
Who
Jim
made
for sure.
Earthworm Jim? Was it also Michelle?
Michelle.
No, Earthworm Jim's creator is much worse than Edsel, but that's a whole other discussion. But similarly, with Ed's got Ed's got a good set of collectibles, popcorn thermometers for health, which are replaced by silver spades in the PC version. Please take note. Red orbs, bonus spheres, no actual tonics. Tonics just a part of the plot in this one. And the game saw about 5 delays before finally coming out. After which,
hell.
sorry,
It was in development hell.
and maybe
Love
it
to
should
hear
have stayed there. Ironically, it came out the same year as Rayman 2, which this was basically, it was more or less a trial run for that game's engine. So it is funny that it ended up coming out after Rayman 2, or at least I find it funny. And then they were planning a sequel called Tonic Adventure, which beautiful. I love that name. I endorse
I was going to say, how much do you think the name Tonic came from people accidentally getting it confused with Sonic?
Oh,
Like,
I feel like I want, because I spent all of today perusing the Wikipedia. I feel like if there was a story there, we would have seen it. There's like 1 or 2 on this list where the naming of the character is an interesting story, but I don't think it applies here, unfortunately.
well, there's like, you wouldn't think it'd be that minute, but I remember there's a story. I don't know if it's true or not. I assume it's true, but Activision called the company Activision because it was higher alphabetically than Atari.
Right.
Like
Okay.
the one with AC.
Good play. Good play.
It's not bad. I get the feeling they just had a list of candidates and chose it for that reason. I mean, it's smart reasoning, but yeah.
Look who won.
Like, it has to alliterate.
Anyway, I'm sick of you, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right,
Did
Ed.
Did you,
Let's.
did you play either of these games?
Glover or Tonic Trouble? No. I'll tell you what I did play. The next game.
I've played this game as well.
Rocket Robot on Wheels. You've played Rocket Robot on Wheels?
Not much of it.
Okay. I cheekily emulated it back when I figured out what emulation was, and it's a good fun game. It's good. It's made by Sucker Punch, who of course are best known now for Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, this is like
They've come a long way.
They've come a long way. Yeah, at this time, like when they first made it, they did it as a PC build because Nintendo just wouldn't allow them to use the dev kits because they just didn't have the status required, and they ended up taking the game to E3 of 1999 without a publisher, which is in retrospect kind of a big gamble for the 90s. I mean, if you don't make the deal at a show like that, I don't know when you would.
Deal, full stop.
Sorry, you don't make a deal
Yeah.
full stop. Yeah, that's true.
Check it out, Rocket Robot Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the next Crash Sonic Bandicoot.
That is a lot to
That would
expect.
be my pitch.
Yeah,
if I
it
was
would.
at E3.
Well, look, I'm gonna be honest. I think he looks cute. I like his design for a limbless unicycle robot. I mean, they come up with like cute little substitute abilities for him to have a grapple beam, for instance, a freeze ray, the ability to like drive cars around. And the whole thing is set in an amusement park, so he collects like tickets and tokens and gets prizes and stuff. It's just he's got a good vibe. I feel like that 82% is right. I don't know how you feel about the design, but I'm quite fond of it.
I mean, it's a good design to me. He looks very edutainment, and I don't know what it is about him. It's just his face, but like,
you know what it kind of looks like. I think it's called Treasure Galaxy, one of the Learning Company games on the PC, like that you know, like Super Seekers and all that. Like basically, yeah, it like there's a bunch of edutainment games like what you're saying that do kind of have that vibe. So, no, I think that is a fair comparison.
My only gripe is that I assume it's his helmet buckle looks like a pacifier, and I don't like that.
Oh,
that's also.
That's it.
Sorry.
Oh, I see it now. I see where the like the
It's
lips are going downward like that. I see it now. Oh dear, Bianca.
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't have a mouth though. Surely the robot can talk, right?
Well,
or does he just go like,
No, he's a silent protagonist. He's like Jack in Jack 1. He just passively reacts to the world around him. And so just as you can see down the bottom, they try to give him an attitude in one of the print ads. And it's just like
angry eyes.
I know, the angry eyes, the slight DreamWorks wise ass look, which
angry baby robot.
Yeah.
You change them for different countries. I can't remember which one it is likes the angry. I think the US has the angry eyes, and then Japan, I think they're more likely to have happy eyes. It might be the other way around there.
I just know Crash Bandicoot got the massive eyebrows in Japan. Like that's and Fake Crash was really popular there for the same reason.
Oh my god, Fake Crash.
Fake Crash. Who is back with panache in these new reboots. And he better be in Crash 4.
He will be, surely.
Yeah, he will be in Crash 4. Last there's one more game I want to mention for this particular generation of games, 40 Winks, which I understand you have played, Brendan. I have not. So I'm going to be asking you a bit about this game. From what I could tell, you play as a couple of like kids in their PJs, which is not at all sus. They're a brother and sister called Rough and Tumble, which is very, very kids cartoony. Just to name them, not give them proper names, just give them like cute semi-pun ones. Well, yeah, it's a pun. It's a play on words. And they appear to report to the Time Wizard from Yu-Gi-Oh, as you can tell from that bottom left screenshot of them talking to the clock.
The Time Wizard.
The same. But yeah, what do you remember about this game, Brendan?
Next to nothing. I remember it looking cool and being interesting. I just rented it from Video Easy. Barely played it. Yeah. 40 Winks, 40 hours out.
Yeah, so from what I could tell, it's a usual assortment of abilities. You dress up in costumes to give yourself different abilities. You scream at ghosts. You do a butt bounce. Very, very pedestrian in my view, but you know.
It was very Banjo-Kazooie rare. Donkey Kong 64 sort of fare.
Yeah, I get that vibe for sure. And the villain on the bottom right is not exactly Gruntilda caliber, but like
that was going to be their granddad or something.
No, that's the villain. Just a guy in his PJs.
Also their granddad.
And from what I've read, his problem is that he has insomnia, and so he's stealing away the titular 40 Winks, to like, I don't know, take their sleeping energy or something of that ilk.
I can't sleep. Nobody can.
More or less, I think.
Nobody.
Oh, and he's got a bear called Threadbare, and it's spelled B-E-A-R. A bear companion called Threadbare. I'll let you ruminate on that one for a bit. And yeah, as I can as I put there, it got a crowdfunding campaign for its long-lost N64 version. It got funded to the tune of $20,000 in one day. So this game has its fans, for sure.
So is it coming out? Did it get funded?
It did, and you can play it on Steam right now. In addition to this N64 version.
Which... Not everyone.
Move over, Mario. Not even playing Mario right now.
The Mario killer is here.
The Mario killer. These two random kids in their going to sleep.
When you come for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah,
100%. Dora the Explorer and her Caucasian sibling are not missing.
Oh, this game looks like shit. Oh no.
Oh boy.
It's $18 though.
It actually does look like
bargain.
It doesn't look good. I don't know if it's the port or what it is.
Yeah. No, the port would have been done well.
It is the port.
Yeah.
The top review is a badly emulated version of the PS1 version.
Oh. Dang.
Requires you to use save states in order to save your progress. That sucks. So it's really bad port. The game itself is
money well spent, guys.
Hey, listen, if you got your rough or tumble 8-inch plush, I would call that promise met, you know, in more ways than one.
Yeah. Fair.
I'm going to look them up on eBay right now.
Yeah, go ahead. But let's move on to the next generation of consoles, you know, PS2, Xbox, GameCube. So, you know, we're leaving behind the early 3D efforts. Now we've got to come up with a Jack and Daxter killer or a Mario Sunshine rival. And who better to lead that charge than a weird scientist called Dr. Muto. His main ability is that he can use what's called the Spliz gun to transform into horrifying creatures like a giant mouse or a huge chimp. Well, the mouse isn't giant, the chimp is. You know, yeah, and you use those sizes to solve varying puzzles. You can also just electrocute and laser enemies in the face. So, you know, very pleasant. And also you go around collecting raw DNA, vials of health liquid, machine parts, gadget parts. I don't know. Like, I never played this.
What are you doing with all of those things?
Science?
Oh, wait, this is PS2.
Evil science.
PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, yes.
Oh, no.
I remember seeing a kids magazine video game feature which had this guy's face in a screenshot, like taking up an entire corner, and it just fascinated me. I never heard anything else about the game afterwards. So I just
the phrase grim visage.
I think I remember reading that at the time, yes. Yeah.
I look, I don't want to dunk on whoever made this game too hard, but what were they thinking? Look at his weird what are they glasses? Green goggle glasses?
Yeah.
And his teeth?
The teeth is where it all goes wrong.
He's just eager to please, you know?
I can't believe I'm saying this for a PS2 game, but there's too many polygons.
You're absolutely correct. But I think there's too many polygons in the wrong place.
Yeah. More rounded corners. Less wrinkles.
Yeah.
Mapped onto his...
The thing is, like, you could have a cool scientist be a hero, like the protagonist of your game. You could probably have a cool scientist, but you've given him like English person teeth and receding old man crazy scientist hairline, so he looks like an old scary scientist, not a cool scientist. I don't know why you would want to play as the old scary creepy scientist and not like a cool science guy. You know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the gold standard for a cool science guy is Gordon Freeman, and Gordon Freeman's just got for one thing, you don't even look at Gordon Freeman as you're playing. You see him on the box, but you know you are Gordon Freeman, so like it doesn't really matter. Like he could be a big dumpy nerd; it doesn't matter. You know, you are Gordon Freeman, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Whereas you have to be Dr. Muto, and you are reminded of it every second because you are looking at his ass the whole time.
I mean, you could do some sort of, like, from behind it's fine in that screenshot I can see. Like, you could do some sort of young Einstein looking thing where my hair's still standing on end and that's my deal. But he looks like a scary old man, not a cool young Einstein. And that's a problem.
Brendan, are you trying to open the Wrapped theme song? Are you having a listen?
I was trying to get it. I thought there was a video to it as well, so I was going to try to get it set up to play. It's just audio. So
yeah, right. I mean, I can open it now. It's got like a Scottish accent.
When you're ready to unleash this on us.
Tell you what, let's make it to the end of this jaunt through 3D platforming history, and then we'll double back and have a look at these links that I've saved. Especially the TV ad, which is super weird. It's like not surprising to me why people stayed away from this game. But here's another multi-console platforming stablemate. Vex. Check out Vex. Look how cool Vex is.
Vex is cool.
He's cool, man. He's so cool. Look at his claws.
He's so much more polygons. He's cool.
He's got fur on his cheeks. Apparently, it's kind of like
angry eyes.
He looks like a cross between Ratchet and Jack and Daxter.
All three in just a horrible blender. So like the main thing with this is from the people who made Turok, which is a cool dinosaur game. Again, I haven't played it. I played a little bit of X, and there's a little bit of attitude, but the main attitude is in the marketing, which you can see down in that bottom image right here. Where he's just like a new bad boy giving the finger to lame games.
Impaled people on his claws?
Sorry?
That what's happening? Has he got people impaled on his monstrously sized claws?
That's correct. And the people are like seemingly like funhouse versions of existing characters. I can't really tell which ones they're meant to be. Maybe the big booby woman is Lara Croft.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I think that's correct.
And is that like a weird Master Chief on the right?
I think it's a combination of Gex and Sonic.
What's that weird thing on its head? It looks like a Teletubby thing that they have on their heads, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to judge. Like clearly, like they're so scared of copyright that they just kind of defeated the point of their own ad.
Yeah, that's definitely supposed to be Lara Croft.
Yeah, definitely. There's actually a TV ad for Glover that I've linked on that slide where they take the piss out of Lara Croft and Metal Gear Solid as well.
I play Tomb Raider where you can play fucking Glover, man.
That's what this is. So this guy's like a Metal Gear Solid stand-in, and so they've also got in the ad they've got a Link/Cloud stand-in and a Lara Croft woman swinging on a rope. So that's what that's about. We'll have to watch that as well.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. But the point of Vex, he's got gauntlets. They let him climb walls, juggle enemies, fly and swim. He's on a mission to avenge his dead grandfather. Good to know. I read an interview from the official Xbox website where they talked to the developers about like how they developed this fascinating new character, and
fascinating.
Yeah, and their words are like, you know, so many platformers are obsessed with like who their character is, a talking wombat or whatever, and I think it adds nothing to the game, and we're more interested in what our character does. So in our case, our character does a lot of cool things. Check it out. And again, from the 1 or 2 hours I played of Vex, I remember nothing about this guy except he scowls. So mission accomplished, I guess is what I would say.
Guys.
A new bad boy.
I'm Vex.
And you know he's bad because he's got 2 X's. One wasn't enough. Because Gex was a good guy. Vex is a bad guy.
They settled on it by imagining that he would turn his enemies' abilities against them, which is, from memory, is really not the point of the game. But it feels very much like fourth down the ladder on the list of names that they had potentially for this character.
I remember seeing the marketing for this and being like, no, thank you. It looks too generic for me, and you know, I'm into these sort of platformer games. No thanks, and I'm glad to know that my initial judgment was correct.
Yeah, I mean, 63% for the PS2 version is not what you want.
Flagship.
Moving on to another sort of game of this generation. Let's focus on like a more humane character, less like, well, we've seen humans already on this list, to be fair, but like it's sort of following the Jack and Daxter trend of having somebody more lithe, more human, more more rounded, I guess. You got a woman in a belly shirt. She rides air currents. She's got a cool board. She throws a boomerang around. She has a surprising number of melee attacks. This is a game I've played. It's alright. It's not that bad.
Just alright.
It's just alright. Kaya herself, not a very interesting character at all. She collects bracelets that expand her attack moves. It's hard to get enthused.
I really want to know what's going on in that picture.
So which
one?
Why would you ask?
I don't know if you're curious about weird sideways face or the fucking vortex of doom.
Oh no, yeah, sideways face. Obviously.
Sideways face is the that's his actual name. I'm surprised you know it.
Wait,
and that's...
is it actually?
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's these. It's the. I mean, like with 90% of these games, you get whisked off to a fantasy world, and in this world live these strange possums, which have a particular name, which I unfortunately haven't written down. Let's call them Sideways Face. Let's just ride the train. Their enemies are the Woofin, which are like evil sideways faces. And you could see up the top here, Kaya just kung fu kicking one of them in the belly as part of that heaps cool melee system I mentioned. And then on the bright side, I've got to give it credit. Like, the concept art for this game is quite nice. Like, this Vortex of Doom you mentioned, like that's a really involved bit of concept art, honestly. It makes me want to go back and try it just to be like, was it something that I was missing? But rest assured, it is just a pretty, especially after Jak and Daxter, it is a pretty standard for that time platformer that doesn't really stand out. Reviews said as much at the time. 69% is accurate.
I love the boldness of calling the first and only game in your series, like putting a colon in the middle of it.
Putting a colon on it and ending on a massive cliffhanger, as it does, where you go through the portal and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't home. Oh no. Stay tuned for Kaya 2. Don't stay tuned.
Ice Lineage.
Ice Lineage?
No, Light Lineage.
Ah, of course.
The opposite of Dark
Getting
Lineage.
it, that sounds extremely Kingdom Heartsy.
Dark Light, Twilight. There you go. Your trilogy.
When it says please obsess responsibly, was that talking about the game or the character?
Talking about the game. So the ad, and I guess like, yeah, if I bring it up in this tab here, like it'll show up. Let me just, oh, come on. Here we go. Let me just show you the ad now. Can you see that okay?
Yes, pretty much.
Here,
Cut off a little bit on the left, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not cutting off very much.
Whoop.
Oh, now I can't see anything.
Please obsess responsibly. Kaya Dark Lineage for the PlayStation 2 console. Rated T for teens.
Let me play that again with sound off, just so you can have a bit of view. So it's a kid doing little snowboard tricks in the street, having a grand old time, because he's just so obsessed with Kaya Dark Lineage, the hit of the summer. When did it come out? No,
I feel like I've seen that ad before. Very possibly.
I mean, we get that feeling with all video game ads, don't we?
Every time I play any game that's got any sort of board, I immediately grab my skateboard and go skateboarding in the street. I don't know about you guys, but that's just part of being a gamer. You know.
I too am a gamer plus skater.
Fun trivia: both Vex and Kaya Dark Lineage came out in the same year as Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. And I would say they equal in their scope of storytelling. I think that's safe to say.
Kaya can eat my dick.
Wow, huge rain on Kaya. I want to play this game.
Yeah, me too, a little bit.
I've got it. Hey, look, maybe we'll stream it. Maybe we will. Yeah. Who's to say? Who knows what the future will hold?
Yep.
I mean, it'll hold PS2 games because I've got the adapter for it. But yeah.
Oh, excellent.
All right. Are you ready for the last platformer Misfit? The last one to only receive one game and no remasters or sequels or anything like that? Check out Scalar. Or more specifically, Bobby Scalar Jenkins. Now, he already had that nickname before he got transformed into a lizard by an evil scientist, which I think is just really convenient and helpful. Like a really positive turn of events for Bobby. So being a lizard, he can transform into other kinds of lizards with other kinds of abilities. He rides tubes, he grinds along them or carries them like he does in that screenshot down the bottom.
Like Ratchet.
Very much. And like Crash in Crash 4. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but he does that now as well, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so he attacks with his tongue and he like camouflages into environments, do cool stealth sections. Yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty standard according to the reviews. I remember seeing the trailers for this game in 2004, and at that point I'd played Jak and Daxter 3, and to me that was like the height of video game storytelling. And Scalar looked old hat. I felt too old for it. Which, considering Jak and Daxter in retrospect, is quite funny.
Yeah, 2004, it's like...
Right
Xbox
on the edge, hey.
He's not far off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he looks... I gotta say, this is my most liked of all of the ones that I've seen so far.
Design-wise, yeah, righto.
Yeah, like there's not a lot wrong, really, like in terms of how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lizard. He's got a nice bright color. There's not too many colors. He's got spiky bits. He just looks like a cartoon lizard that could be a mascot, but there's nothing special. Like, it's just lizard boy.
He's squeaky clean for my liking.
Yeah, like he hasn't got any character. He hasn't got any characterization, I guess. He just looks like a lizard man, a boy.
He's very Spyro, I think. Just the horn
Yes.
placement alone is like very Spyro.
Yes.
Super Saiyan Spyro.
Super Saiyan Spyro, yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. And Spyro was still putting out games as well that were also not super great. So I feel like, if you got that...
the God of War clones.
Not even that. I mean, like Hero's Tale, or Enter the Dragonfly, the stuff that like right after Insomniac jumped ship. So that where they...
I think Enter the Dragon... Oh, wait, which one's Enter the Dragonfly? Sorry.
It's the one with Spyro on the front, and it's literally just his face, and he's like growling at you.
Yeah.
Very badass.
Yeah, so
very cool.
Yeah, this is pre God of War clone.
Yeah, the God of War. I've seen streams of the God of War clones, and it's like, why? You got Elijah Wood for this? Why?
Elijah Wood voicing Spyro. What the fuck is happening?
I know. It was very strange. David Spade is Sparks in at least one of them. Which is just...
I wonder if it's Dawn of the Dragon, I believe it's called.
Dawn of the Dragon? Right. Yeah, I lose track of the subtitles post Hero's Tale. Or the God of War clones in general. So, yeah, I'll trust you on that. Now, I will just give some honourable mentions. There were some... When I told you guys the theme of this week's presentation... you insisted on certain characters, and I get that, but I feel like they got a bit more treatment than
Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince, yes.
I remember him.
Mm-hmm. So Croc, it should be mentioned. Got a sequel, Croc 2. I've tried a bit of it. It's weirdly difficult. Maybe I just didn't get far enough to understand the complex checkpointing system. Maybe they overcompensated for how easy Croc 1 is. Who's to say? Maybe we should find out one day. Stream it on here or something like that. Again, just speculating. And of course, Blinks the Time Sweeper, who has been mentioned to me several times by one of you. Do either one of you have anything to say?
Yeah, I'll bring it up later.
Bring it up later? Okay.
Yeah.
And do either of you know anything about K.O. the Kangaroo?
I recognize it now that I see a picture, but no.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. It's like the only game we've talked about so far that I still haven't seen in motion. Not even out of curiosity. Just something about those eyes, the lack of lids, the floating eyebrows. It really turns me off, and it surprises me that there were several follow-ups to that first K.O. the Kangaroo game. But in fact, there are, and that is as far as I'm going to inquire. So there's the honourable mention. Bianca, how do you know Voodoo Vince?
Well, I had an Xbox.
Of course.
And it was on Xbox. And I'll say, I never played it, but for some reason I really wanted it. I remember thinking, "Oh, this game, it's so cool. I want it. I want to get it." and I never ended up getting it. And I've just Googled it to refresh my memory, and the tagline for this was "Feel his pain," because he's a voodoo doll, I guess. So yeah, I don't know why I had such an. I don't know why I really wanted it. I have no idea why, because he looks really weird. But yeah, I just hadn't thought about Voodoo Vince in a long time, so seeing it here was like a little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I have so many games that are exactly like that, where you just see them. Not sure why, but something about it. You're just like, I want that. So that's Blinks the time sweeper for me.
I'm kind of keen to get a 360 specifically, just because like it's backwards compatible with a lot of original Xbox games.
Oh, you know what?
Not Voodoo Vince though. I'll just say. That's
what
what
it
it
says
says on the Wikipedia page. It's not compatible with 360 for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised by that. Phil Spencer.
It's the second sentence on the Wikipedia page for Voodoo Vince. It's like
No,
Voodoo Vince was a game
it's
for
not.
the Xbox. It's not compatible with the 360.
Stop asking. Phil Spencer will kill you. Phil Spencer is actually like one of its biggest proponents, and probably why it got remastered in the first place. So,
yeah. I have a spare Xbox 360 I want to get rid of. You're very welcome to have it.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that. That's really, really cool to hear. I will discuss that with you avidly after this presentation.
Well, you can have it for free, so I'll just give it to you.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you're making my day.
I didn't pay for it.
You didn't play what?
I didn't pay for it.
Okay.
It works. Anyway, let's talk about it later.
Let's talk about Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
Yeah,
you brought this up as well, Brendan. What do you remember?
Another game that I desperately wanted for some reason that I can't explain.
Well, it's a fun premise, right? Like you're the cool Sphinx boy who looks like Jack and all these other cool boys from the era, but you're also this mummy who has to get hurt and killed on purpose in order to solve puzzles. That's kind of like a classic. Yeah, that sounds
cool.
And I remember reading about that and just being there's
two pictures of Sphinx at the bottom.
Sorry.
You swapped to pictures of Sphinx.
Oh, right.
We need Sphinx.
We need Sphinx.
Sphinx, damn it.
And
so
to
point out the two different box arts that are for Sphinx.
Yeah, right. Which aren't super different from one another. I don't know why they bothered at the time, but
I think
I can't see them on stream. I'm following along on stream, so I can't. Have you changed the slides to see them?
Yeah. I can look up Cursed Mummy.
No, I put them into your slides.
Oh, right.
Yeah, slide 14.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Rightio. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't show the mummy getting impaled.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't family friendly enough, and maybe you had to like
that double blind test. Well, no A/B testing.
And maybe they had to take people to the gun show. You know, they show off Sphinx's amazing guns.
Sphinx is fucking jacked.
He is swole. Look at him.
I don't know anything about Sphinx, but when you brought up this topic, this was the first thing I thought of. Like in terms of generic. And I also wanted to bring it up because I think it's funny because like the main appeal of it sort of has to be if you're into ancient Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, big time.
And hot teen boys apparently.
Yeah, like if your favorite world of every platformer is the desert level with the music, then yes, this is for you. It doesn't matter if you actually have any Egyptian heritage or not. If you just fetishize that culture and that aesthetic, then away you go. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
Ancient Egyptian culture.
Yeah, I know. That's like
right for sexualization.
And yeah, thanks to THQ Nordic, you can play it in Steam. So there you go.
Thank you, THQ Nordic, for being resurrected from the ashes.
Okay.
God bless you.
Gex?
Yeah, Gex.
What do we want to say about Gex?
Nothing really. I just want to drop Gex in there.
Yeah.
Gex is terrible. Just watch the donkey video.
That's the only interaction I've had with Gex is the donkey video. And then afterwards, I think Mitch had Gex, and Mitch put on a video of like somebody playing Gex. I think I was telling you, Brendan, I hated it. I hated watching it. I thought it was awful. the one thing that's usually redeemable or like persistently good, I find, or memorable about some of these games is that the music, and at least if the music is average or just not that great, you usually just tend to not notice it, and it's like not something you remember, as opposed to like Banjo-Kazooie, everybody remembers the music. The music in Gex is fucking terrible. He was doing this level, I couldn't tell what the tune was. Like, I couldn't tell what the tune
What the beat was?
Yeah,
Or-
like no, the tune was either too long or had too many bits to it, and it would just do like a da 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 da, and then it would change. It'd be like da 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 da, and then it would change back again. It'd be like da 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 da. It would just kept changing, all within the same level. And I was like, Mitch, what's wrong with the music in this game? He's like, I don't know.
Is that Mitch yelling off in the background about Gex?
Yeah.
Is it? Are we
Possibly.
causing that much anguish right now?
Possible. It's possible. Because he didn't like it when I shit talked Gex, but Gex sucked. So
Gex
tell
related
them-
anguish. Oh, does Mitch like Gex? Does he?
yeah, well, like
Oh.
I said, he had it. I think so, and he played it. He's like, oh, I remember playing Gex, like fondly. But then we put the video on. And was like, oh no, Mitch, this is bad. This is a bad game.
So my experience is that I remember before I even got a PS1, I remember being at Bingley in fucking Warilla. And they used to sell PlayStation 1 games apparently, and they had this as a demo. I remember playing it, being like, whoa, this is so cool. Look at this cool lizard jumping around. And I never played it any time after that. And actually, I think I might have rented it for a little bit, but don't really remember. Anyway, 2528. That's the postcode for the.
Thank you, Pearly. Thank you.
Yeah.
The
anyway,
one.
So, sorry, the story's not done yet.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
When I was 18, the Video Easy in my town closed down. Actually, no, wait, they wouldn't have sold this. When would I have gotten it? Oh no, when I was 18, I got it from an op shop. Actually, I got Gex Enter the Gecko from an op shop. Played for a little bit. I was like, this is fucking atrocious. I'm never playing this again. It was like $1, so whatever.
I hate this image that's on screen right now. By the way,
just that
this is
scowl.
Gex in
I don't love it.
Bad.
I also don't like his voice. I played a bit of Gex 1, and
Hey, it's like a party at Jimmy Buffett's house.
yeah, it's like a party.
That
at
would be
Jimmy
good though.
that would have been good.
When he goes to the
Not
jungle.
like as a joke. I mean,
Like
that's
that last time I saw Leo Sayer.
When he goes to the jungle level, he starts singing George of the Jungle, and it's funny because he's in the jungle.
What a great gag.
I agree.
Watch that donkey video. You'll get.
Yeah, watch the donkey video.
Couple things before we start thinking about wrapping up. Even though there's like other stuff I would love to chat about. We should have a moment for Billy Hatcher. Poor little Billy Hatcher.
Who's Billy Hatcher?
Billy Hat.
And why do I need to give him a moment?
Sonic Team's attempt at
Billy Hatcher's not a real person. Okay, good.
Billy
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I didn't see that he was.
Billy Hatcher, little bitch.
Don't talk shit about Billy
Little
Hatcher. Sonic Team's attempt at doing a franchise that's not Sonic bombed like a bad fart on the
But
GameCube.
They definitely kept the big thumbs up that's
Oh,
required.
goodness, yes.
Difference.
I just
Right, and the whole thing looks like Sonic.
he wanted such
If it was
love.
just a silhouette.
It was denied to him.
Good.
And the thing that really tugs my heartstrings about it, they keep including him in all the Sonic and Sega All-Star games. They keep inviting him off
Billy
the
Hatcher
bench.
lives on.
Yeah, Billy Hatcher lives
Billy
on.
Hatcher die.
He'll never get a sequel, but he's shown nothing but love, which is more than a lot of these characters have gotten. You know, none of these characters are getting called up to Smash Brothers or any kind of crossover. But Billy Hatcher, you know, Sega's looking out for him. You know, they got the retirement plan sorted for him. I don't know. Sweet. The game might be dog shit. The game might be absolute dog shit, but
Who knows?
who knows? One last thing I wanted to ask you: if you could bring any of these characters back that we've talked about tonight for like I don't know, like a reimagining, an insane trilogy of sorts.
Okay, I'll give you an answer.
Yeah.
First of all, it's got to be Blinks the Time Cat. No, I was like, we're calling him Blinks the Time Cat. That's what his name is in my head.
You know what? Talk about Blinks. Just why would you bring back Blinks? What would you do with Blinks?
I'd give him an edgy reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Give him tattoos.
Yeah.
Or I would make it like actually not an edgy reboot, a gritty Last of Us 2 reboot. And basically he's just going around murdering cats. Not cats, murdering rats, like indiscriminately.
Okay.
And then you get to the end and it's like, but the rats are people too. Oh my god, you killed all these rats.
Did you just finish Last of Us Part 2? Is that what happened?
Not recently. Not recently.
Okay.
I'm actually just saying the first thing that comes to my head.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I haven't really played. Please. I played a little bit.
But you feel such passion for Blinks.
So I think it was a case of like you wanting what you can't have, because Blinks is a Xbox exclusive and I didn't have an Xbox as a kid. And I also really liked cats. My cat sort of at the time sort of looked like Blinks. And the idea of a time traveling 3D platformer sounded really cool. And whenever I saw Blinks, I was like, man, Blinks looks so cool. I wish I could play Blinks.
In your gritty reboot, would the bell around his neck stay or go?
It would stay, but it would be covered in blood. Okay. Blood stain on it.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
But I played it many years later, in my 20s, and I was like, this is atrocious. They did get some sequels, so I don't know.
Well, just the one. Blinks 2 Masters of Time and Space.
Oh, that's good.
Or Space and Time, one of the two. Bianca, what platforming character, on my list or not, would you bring back?
So I was never huge on platformers, and I still am not, because I suck at them, and I lack the patience that I lack patience in general, but I especially lack them for platformers. So a lot of these are wholly unfamiliar to me, but I would say Scalar, because he was the least offensive of all of them, and I like lizards, and Gex sucks. So Gex doesn't get a look in because he sucks. Scalar gets a look in because he's a cool lizard guy, and I want to see him punch somebody with those lizard fists.
Yes.
But make it like, actually, you know what? Maybe take the Gex concept of being a spy and make Scalar a stealth game, and he's gonna like camouflage and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how you're thinking.
Stuff.
Yeah.
But like I think also like real world consequences. Like make it like Wolf Among Us, where like the animals are people too, and everyone knows it.
Yeah. Actually, I'd like to change my answer to bringing back Dr. Muto.
You're banned.
We'll ban him and then we'll stream Dr. Muto. I think that'll be the way to go. I don't have Dr. Muto, but I'm so morbidly tempted to just pick it up. That'd be so
Reminds
good.
me of the Muppets. What was it called? Monster something? It was a PS1 game.
Muppet Monster Adventure. That's what I was going to mention. When you said you played Gex on a demo unit, Muppet Monster Adventure is the one that I played on a demo unit in like a shopping center.
I played the full game. I remember it being really fun. It might have been dog shit though.
It seems
but
cool.
The concept is cool.
I just like the concept of like fighting each one of the Muppets in turn, and they're like a video game boss. Like I know they're meant to be a horror character, but like it's like, okay, Kermit's a vampire now. Like that's kind of simple concept.
They all have their own monster powers. And
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it being good. I'm gonna watch some video of it.
Why don't we finish off with the ad for Dr. Muto?
Please.
Dr. Muto is here. Ingenious morphs, disturbing characters, weird gadgets, and far-out worlds. Rated teen.
Why is it voiceover like this?
Did you like the bit where he flew out of a woman's breast as a mosquito?
That was, oh my god. Why was the voiceover like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it on my own rig.
Let's just get a slow motion replay there. Yeah, so that's how they sold Dr. Muto.
Yeah.
Or didn't sell Dr. Muto.
As the case may be.
Imagine watching that and be like, I gotta play Dr. Muto.
There was boobs in it.
They had boobs. I'll tell you what's actually kind of fun. I quite like the Tonic Trouble ad. Let me put that up.
Hell yeah.
More like Sonic.
We're here to test the new Nintendo 64 game Tonic Trouble. In Tonic Trouble, the player is a little alien guy named Ed. Ed has to save the world from an evil mutant warlord and his army of crazed killer tomatoes, which we think sounds like a lot of fun. Let's find out. Yes, that looks like a lot of fun. So there you have it. Proof positive that Tonic Trouble for Nintendo 64 is, that's right, a lot of fun.
My only issue with the ad is that, like, I mean, they're not playing the game. They're just dressing up as Ed and then smashing tomatoes.
It's smashing a tomato. They've just told me that for the low price of 1 tomato and some paper that with a printout of Ed, I could have just as much fun as whatever the purchase price of Sonic Trouble for the Nintendo 64 is. Because it does look like a lot of fun. I mean,
yeah. Look, and I mean, if you're gonna sell this game with apparent horrible racist stereotypes in it, then yeah, I mean that's the way to go. Killer veggies, what? That's a good angle.
I hate vegetables.
Oh, as do all children. So, you know. It's so funny that it got delayed like 5 times. They just had to get it right, you know? No, to be fair, it's like...
Sonic Trouble will make or break this company.
Let me show you the ad for Glover. Maybe to finish off.
Please.
There's only one hero who possesses the strength, the skill, and the courage to save the world single-handedly. Glover! Strength? Glover's got the magic and the moves to mash big bad bosses. Skill? Glover's got the brains to solve mind-boggling puzzles. And talk about courage? Glover's got the to handle any challenge.
All a bit naughty.
Glover! For Nintendo 64 and PC CD-ROM, gotta love the glove.
Got a lot to glove.
He's got a lot to glove.
Got a lot
My
to
favorite
glove.
thing about video game trailers is when the frame rate drops in the trailer.
Yes. Yes. Final Fantasy 15, when they re-revealed that, it was running like such dog shit. Do you remember that?
At like E3?
No, this is when they re-revealed it as 15. It was probably E3, yeah. But like, it was like a full-on boss battle with like, I want to say Ifrit, one of the summons. And yeah, it was... They clearly were not at a good place just yet.
I remember there's an ad for that game Jump Force, and it's like a TV ad, not like a gameplay reveal or anything like that. And the frame rate dies in the ad in the trailer, which is great.
I mean, that trailer just reaffirmed my belief that it would have played like absolute dog shit on the PS1. Can you imagine steering, like playing Super Monkey Ball with it on PS1? No good.
No bueno.
No bueno. Okay, well, thank you very much for indulging me on this trip through my favorite little genre of games. Like, I am really, really... I have got a very, very soft spot for games like this, and I would happily play any one of these anytime, even if there were dog shit. And the more shit I have to collect, the better. You know, it's just... I think nowadays, like, the modern equivalent is like an open world game, like Assassin's Creed, where there's... And it's like the shit to collect.
Collectathons,
Yeah, it's a collectathon, right? You know, you're just ticking boxes. And this was like the earliest form of that, I think, so... Good to...
I've been meaning to play a Hat in Time for a really long time.
Hat in Time is quite good.
Delightful.
Hat in Time is quite good. Yeah. You're a witch fighting the Russian mafia, if memory serves.
That's exactly what it is. But a cute witch.
Cute witch.
With a magician hat.
Yeah. John shows up at one point, but it's fine. Whatever. They didn't know.
Didn't they patch him out? I thought they patched him out.
No, so Ukulele patched him out.
That's right.
Hat in Time did not. Yeah. So I'm afraid Hat in Time is cancelled.
It's unlucky.
What can you do? What can you do? Well, the developers could have done the right thing. No, it's a good game. It's well worth playing.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was great.
Thank you. What else are we doing this week? Obviously, Bianca's kicking her feet up, having finished KOTOR.
Well, you know, it's funny. Today I felt a little bit sad because it was over. Like, I genuinely had so much fucking fun playing it. I love that game to bits. So I was planning on not doing anything next Monday and enjoying the night off. But I think I'm gonna get cracking on Jedi Academy.
Okay.
Not straight. I as much as sad as I am that KOTOR's over, I am not getting straight into KOTOR 2 because that's a much bigger and more complicated game that I don't know as well. So
and it got a less warm reception from what I understand. So you want to have your critic hat on for that.
It's I would argue that over time, people have been kinder to the sequel than the original. The original is very much, and as you all saw, a very stock standard BioWare RPG set in the Star Wars universe, and it's fine. It's really good, and I love it. But KOTOR 2 is an Obsidian RPG, so it's going to be different and in many ways better.
I keep getting Obsidian worked on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reason why it got so dunked on right at the start is because whoever published it made them publish it unfinished, so it was fucked when it was first released. Buggy as hell, half the shit got cut, and they didn't have time to finish it. Like, it was literally so close to being finished. It's in the game, but they had to cut it. So people have modded it all back in.
Wow. Okay. And are you gonna get all those?
Yeah.
Mods?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty much unplayable without the mod.
Okay.
So
wow.
that's probably why it got dunked on so hard.
Okay.
So I will be playing it with the mod. So we can do all of the extra content that was cut. Because it got rushed. So
sure. Well, I got to say on stream, like, you killed it with KOTOR, and I will be thrilled with whatever long multi-week stream you do next. And
thank you.
And I would love very much in the future when I have more time to do something not exactly the same, but also engaging in game stream form.
Hell yeah.
And anything else happening this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Dark Souls on Thursday. I'm gonna do the
Baghead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do the next boss, which is Gargoyles, which is gonna be fucking tough because there's 2 enemies at once.
Sick.
So we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm excited.
See how it goes.
I will be there. I will be there to clip it. Whether you succeed or fail.
The other thing, which I may or may not do if I get organized, maybe after Review Gear or on another night, just if I feel up for it, is flash games. Because like I said, I figured out a way that you can play really old mini clip flash games off Newgrounds.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So I'll be giving, maybe after Review Gear, if we're all feeling it on a Friday night, or maybe I might just do a Saturday stream or something. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or maybe not at all. So
I'm also very keen to do Heavy Rain at some point as well, which isn't a very long game. But
yeah.
Sure, it's very fun to play with. I feel like it's
I'm so keen to ride shotgun for something like that. Having played Detroit and understanding the David Cage vibe, I would. Yeah.
I've not played Detroit or Heavy Rain. I'm desperate to be a part of that.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Can I leave you with a bit of trivia from Rocket Robot on Wheels?
Almost heaven. Yeah.
Now, the company I mentioned, Sucker Punch, the makers of Ghost of Tsushima, were the ones who made it. And right before making Rocket, they had to come up with a name for the company. One of the founders, when they were meeting at their house, they had a list of names, of like potential code words from old prototypes they'd worked on, things that might be reused as a company name. One of the men, their 38-year-old wife, crossed out Sucker Punch and said, "Well, that one sucks." And they said, "Well, we want to appeal to boys, so anything that she dislikes is good." And that's how they came up with the name Sucker Punch.
Naming your company to own your wife.
To own your wife.
I'm a feminist.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.